Hello, welcome to Sober Josh. What we're talking today is the M4 MacBook Mini. This is a really fantastic product. I know we've already moved on. We've got the M5 products coming, out now. Of course, you've got all sorts of new chipsets and things on the market, but this is actually really cool. Very powerful, very efficient, and very quiet desktop computer. But look how small this is. It's the size of my face. I mean, not quite as pretty, but it's pretty cute itself. It's got 3 USB-Cs on the back, HDMI, Ethernet, power cable, 2 more USBs up front, and then you do get a 3.5mm headphone jack. Thank you, Apple, because, I mean, really, if they couldn't put in this, it would just be over for everything. Now, this is really a great machine, and you can get this at an insanely low price, because that M4, even though it's a year outdated, it's a generation behind, it is still a monster of a CPU. Now you're talking 38 teraflops of performance. You get it with up to 32 gigabytes of storage in this Mac Mini, inside the Mac Mini. I think you can upgrade to a terabyte, but you can actually replace the SSD yourself. If you do want to replace your SSD yourself, you got to get one of these specially shaped ones, because Apple couldn't be normal and use a 2230 SSD, which is normally those small form factor SSDs. No, they made their own size and shape, as well as getting, I guess, custom PCBs made that would support that size and shape, just to try and prevent anyone from, using a regular SSD in the thing, because they're assholes. But they do occasionally make some really nice products. I like the iPads, and I do like the Mac Mini. I don't like the iPhone. I don't like iPhones. I don't really enjoy the process of using it. I've been on an Android for so long, but I can get behind the Mac Mini, and I can get behind an iPad. I think they're both really great product lines from Apple. This thing is going to take up so little room on your table, and you might be looking at it, if you're not really a computer nerd, right, like me, you may look at this and think that couldn't possibly be, a really powerful computer. And it's not the most powerful thing available, but this Mac Mini will tear through 4K video editing, no issue. You're going to have a great time running Photoshop on it. You're going to have a great time doing every daily task you'd think of. You could throw an entire movie, like a cinema level movie on it. You could edit it probably front to back entirely on this device. Would it be the #1 product to choose for that use case? No, but you could do it. You could definitely do it. And you could do that with extremely high quality ProRes footage right out of your iPhone or your Blackmagic or your Panasonic video cameras. It would be a really great experience. Considering how small it is, and the way that Apple treats something like the MacBook Air, there's this worry I had that they were going to skimp out on all of the I/O. I need to plug up screens to my desktop. I need to plug up audio to my desktop. I need to plug in all the peripherals and then all of the SSDs, all right? And then I don't want to just use a Wi-Fi connection. I need that Ethernet port. So they really do have everything you need here for a really well interconnected experience. It is all USB-C. I would really like it if there was a USB-A or 2 on here. So it does kind of suck that those aren't there. That means you are going to have to use adapters if you've got some USB-A peripherals. But I believe that one is a lightning port. So you do get one lightning port on here. And so that's going to be an extremely high-speed connection. Maybe if you're connecting directly to some sort of off-board storage, maybe you've got like a bunch of SSDs connect to a really high-speed Thunderbolt dock. It's a Thunderbolt. It's a really high-speed Thunderbolt dock. You may want to run all of those in there. And that Thunderbolt port should support extra monitors. So you'll be able to not only have HDMI for a monitor, but you'll be able to output another monitor or 2 over that Thunderbolt port as well. So that's going to give you the ability, you could plug 2-3 screens into this thing and have a full multi-monitor video and photo editing experience out of a $700 computer. And now these are already, not the new thing from Apple. So you've got those M5s coming in and taking over that space. These are just going to continue going down in price. You're going to be able to find these used for an even lower price than you get them new. So you're looking at something that has a crazy amount of compute power. It's very efficient. You won't even notice it on your electrical bill. And you might be able to pick this up used for like $600 or less. That is wild There is nothing you can get on the market that really has that same amount of power. If you're talking graphics performance, maybe if you had some of AMD's chips, you can get close graphics performance, specifically for like gaming. For gaming, you could probably outperform it. But if you're talking about like video editing and cutting through thousands of photos, dealing with tons of layers in Photoshop, doing things in like Blender, this is a little beast. So yeah, I mean, if you want a mini PC, this is definitely up there as one of, if not the best option on the market. And don't let the fact that it's on a year-old chip really bother you. I don't think that most people are going to ever notice the difference between the M4 and the M5 in actual use. You know, when tech reviewers are doing these comparisons between chipsets and doing these comparisons between the M4, the M5, and other chips, they're intentionally pushing the use case far out of the bounds of the normal person. Like, of course, the new one does run faster, you know, and that's very observable, but that doesn't necessarily translate into like a really noticeable difference for users. That's my stance on it.